All right, are you ready for a journey? Today, we're heading out to the very edge of our solar system, to a vast, dark, and frozen frontier that holds the secrets to our cosmic home. Let's go explore the deep freeze. Wow. I mean, a graveyard of unborn planets and a library of ice. Talk about setting a scene, right? This tells us we're not just looking at empty space. No, we're doing cosmic archaeology. We're about to explore an ancient archive where the very first chapter of our solar system story is perfectly preserved. To really understand where we came from, we have to travel to the coldest, darkest part of our solar system. So let's cross that threshold. We're heading into the Kuiper Belt. So what is the Kuiper Belt really? Well, think of it as our solar system's cosmic freezer. It's this massive donut-shaped ring of icy objects way, way out past Neptune. And that freezer analogy is no joke. The temperatures there can drop to around minus 230 degrees Celsius. It's so cold that it's perfectly preserved the original stuff from our solar system's birth, giving us a chemical snapshot from 4.5 billion years ago.
Now, it's really important not to mix this up with the asteroid belt we always hear about. The asteroid belt is basically our solar system's rock quarry, and it's much closer, sitting between Mars and Jupiter. The Kuiper belt, it's way farther out, it's made almost entirely of ice, and get this, it's huge. It's got up to 200 times the mass of the asteroid belt. Not even close.
Okay, so officially, scientists say it starts around 30 to 50 astronomical units from the sun. An AU is just the distance from Earth to the sun. But what does a number like 30 AU actually feel like? It's just a number, right? Okay, picture this. Imagine the sun is right here in front of us, and the Earth is a little marble just 1 meter away. To get to the start of the Kuiper Belt, you'd have to walk 30 meters from that marble. That's about the length of a basketball court. The sheer scale is just mind-bogglingly vast. And this place isn't just a random junkyard of icy rocks. The belt has this surprisingly elegant structure, a really complex architecture, and it's all been sculpted by the immense gravity of its giant neighbor, Neptune. You can almost think of Neptune's gravity as this giant hand, sorting everything into 3 main zones. First, there's the classical belt. These are the objects that are just peacefully cruising in stable, circular orbits and have been for billions of years. Then you get the resonant objects, which are locked in this beautiful, precise gravitational dance with Neptune. And then there's the Wild West, the scattered disk, where objects have been violently kicked by Neptune into these crazy, chaotic orbits. So how does that gravitational dance actually work? Let's take Pluto. It's the perfect example. It's locked in what we call a 3-to-2 resonance. It means for every 3 times Neptune goes around the sun, Pluto goes around exactly twice. It's this perfect cosmic rhythm, this impeccable timing that makes sure they never get close enough to crash into each other. It's just a brilliant example of gravitational shepherding. Okay, so who are the residents out here in this frozen expanse? Well, the belt is home to hundreds of thousands of icy bodies, but it's really ruled by 4 kings, the largest of the dwarf planets. And here they are. You've got Pluto, the one we all know and love, Eris, the one that caused all the trouble, Haumea, the weird cosmic egg, and Makemake, the red world. And believe me, each one of these tells a totally different story about what it's like to live in the outer solar system. For decades, we all figured Pluto was just a dead, boring, frozen rock. But when the New Horizons spacecraft flew by in 2015, it turned everything we thought we knew on its head. It showed us this stunningly active world with huge mountains made of water ice that are as big as the Rockies, and actual glaciers of flowing nitrogen. And its famous heart-shaped feature, that's a constantly churning basin of frozen gases. This is a world that is shockingly beautifully alive. And then we have Eris. Eris, the troublemaker. When astronomers found it back in 2005, they realized it was actually more massive than Pluto. This single discovery is what started the whole firestorm, the big debate that led to Pluto getting reclassified. Eris is the world that literally forced us to redefine the word planet. And if you want to see just how violent the belt's past was, look no further than Haumea. It's not a sphere. It's stretched out into the shape of a football. Why? Because it is spinning insanely fast. A day on Haumea is less than 4 hours long. Can you imagine? This bizarre shape is almost certainly the scar left over from a giant ancient collision. And finally, we have Makemake, the red world. Its surface has this really beautiful deep reddish tint. And that color comes from these fascinating molecules called tholins. They're complex organic compounds that get created when the faint sunlight out there hits the methane ice on its surface. And here's the kicker. This means that even out here, in the coldest, darkest part of our solar system, the fundamental chemical building blocks for life are being made right now. You see, the weird shapes, the wild orbits, the strange dances, these aren't just cosmic quirks. They're clues. They're forensic evidence that tells us the Kuiper Belt we see today is just a ghost of what it used to be, the leftover remnant of a truly chaotic and violent past. So the leading theory, which scientists call the NICE model, suggests that the Kuiper Belt used to be way more crowded. But early on, as the giant planets started to shift their orbits, Neptune plowed through this dense icy disk like a gravitational snowplow. It just flung about 99% of all that original material out into deep space. What we're looking at today is just the 1% that managed to survive. But those survivors of that great scattering might be hiding one more absolutely incredible secret, a clue that points to something huge and unseen, a ghost lurking out there in the darkness. So here's the big mystery. When astronomers started mapping the orbits of the absolute most distant objects out there, they noticed something that just shouldn't be happening. Their orbits weren't random at all. They all point in roughly the same direction, kind of clustered together, as if something invisible is shepherding them. So the big question is, what is it? Well, the most compelling explanation right now is that there's a ghost in the machine. A real, undiscovered ninth planet, probably 5 to 10 times bigger than Earth, hiding in the dark far beyond Neptune. We haven't seen it yet, but its gravitational fingerprint seems to be written all over the structure of the outer solar system. The hunt is on. So after all this, why does the Kuiper Belt matter so much? Because it's 3 incredible things all at once. It's a time capsule holding the pristine original ingredients of our solar system. It was the cosmic hardware store that probably delivered water and organic materials to a young Earth. And it's a treasure map that might just be pointing the way to a brand new planet in our own backyard. We've journeyed to this frozen frontier. We've mapped its strange architecture and met its icy kings. But finding Planet 9 might just be the beginning. It really makes you wonder, what other incredible secrets are still out there, waiting for us, frozen in that eternal twilight beyond Neptune?